This week's Piltch Point with Avram Piltch is proudly powered by Monster products. The headphones that are on my head right now, the Monster Elements, full over-ear or on-ear. There's earbuds, there's speakers, a whole lineup of products from the Monster Blaster all the way down to the little Hot Shot, and then sports and all kinds of headphones. And of course, the cables to connect these products together to your computer or your home entertainment system are all available by going to f5live.tv/monster. And that music means that it is time for the Piltch Point with online editorial director of Laptop Magazine and Tom's Guide, Avram Piltch. Avram.
Hey!
We are going to be talking about some interesting stuff today.
Cheap stuff. cheap but good. Cheap is such a, So at Laptop and Tom's Guide, we are in the middle of doing a lot of roundups of affordable, aka cheap, products, because not everyone can afford to buy a $1,200 laptop, and not everyone can afford to buy a $100 gaming keyboard, but people still want good quality stuff for what they can spend. So just this weekend, we posted a couple of things on Laptop Mag. We posted a list of the best cheap laptops under $200 and the best cheap mice under $20. So now, to put some background on this, do you know what the average PC laptop sells for in the United States right now?
$429.
Yeah, something like that. I haven't gotten the number for this last month, but the last time I got it, it was like $435.
Ooh, that was a pretty good guess.
Right. So it tends to hover between like $430 and $450, and it has for several years. So even though we're reviewing a lot of laptops that are really good quality, that are like $900, $1,000, $1,500, the average person, now this is obviously a mean, not a median, so it's taking into account people are buying $200 laptops and people are buying $1,000 laptops.
Sure.
And when I said PC laptop, I'm leaving out, this is actually, I think it includes Chromebooks, but excludes Macs.
Okay.
If you include Macs, the average number goes up to something like 600 or 650. Anyway, so a lot of people want to spend under $500, and some people want to spend even under $200. Now, it's kind of unthinkable when you think about many years ago, you couldn't buy a laptop for under $1,500
right.
or $2,000. Now you could get something usable for under $200. So a couple of things that we put up our page of best sub $200 laptops. We also have a page of best sub $500 laptops, which obviously gives you a lot more flexibility. So for the under 200 crowd, and I would say if you're looking for something under 200, note that the most important thing you can look at is build quality at this price, because you're not going to get great performance. You're going to get either a cheap Windows system or a Chromebook. You get more for your money with a Chromebook if you don't mind using Google's Chrome OS operating system, which is primarily the web browser at this point. So our favorite overall under $200 laptop was a Samsung Chromebook 3 because it comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM, which is actually pretty good for a sub $200 notebook. It got 259 nits of brightness, which is better. You get a really dim screen usually in this price point, something around 200 nits. Like an average plain notebook is like 260, 270. So 200 nits is not great, or 190 nits. So the Chromebook 3, bright screen, 9 hours of battery life, 4 gigs of RAM, means good for multitasking. Among Windows systems, there are two that we like. The HP Stream 11 is exactly $200. It it also has 4 gigs of RAM, which is actually a big deal. Like I said, a big deal in this price range because they all have Celeron processors. They all have Intel Celeron processors. There's really no great differentiation there. I mean, I think there are a couple of systems that have Atom processors. That's not any better. But the Stream has 4 gigs of RAM under $200. It's got a really kind of loud but attractive purple or blue design, and its screen is decent. I mean, its keyboard is decent. The main thing we have with it is the screen was a little on the dim side, and the front lip of it, very solid, but the front lip of it was kind of sharp. So when you're trying to type, it could scrape your wrists a little bit. For a better typing experience and a better screen, but only 2 gigs of RAM, so worse multitasking, we like the Lenovo IdeaPad 100S 14, which is a 14-inch laptop, has a much better screen, really nice keyboard for the price, but it's 2 gigs of RAM. And by the way, the Lenovo IdeaPad 100S 14 is something you won't see in a lot of places. Best Buy has it, but actually Lenovo doesn't sell it anymore. So that's our sub $200 laptops recommendations. If you can spend more and you can spend under $500, I'll just throw out to you right now a piece of advice I gave to my sister-in-law just this week. Her computer broke and she wanted to spend under $500. And I told her that for under $500, the best thing you can get is the Acer Aspire, write this down, E15, E5, 575, 33BM. I memorized that. Now,
that's actually pretty impressive.
If you didn't memorize that, you could go to the sub $500 laptops page or the best laptops overall page and look for the best value laptop on Laptop Mag, and there it is. There are several configurations of this laptop. This one for $350 gives you a 1080p screen, which is something you really, hard to get in a laptop this cheap. It gives you a terabyte hard drive, Core i3 processor, and the Core i3 processor, I think it's only 4 gigs, not 8 gigs of RAM, and 8 hours of battery life, and lots of ports, including USB-C. So that's a 15-inch laptop, a little heavy, but pretty good considering. Just to quickly touch on the mice, our favorite choice for mouse is right here in my hand. This here is the Logitech M510. It's been around for a while, but it's still a fantastic mouse for any price range. The reason that I like it, and this has been my personal mouse for several years now, is that it has 2 side buttons on the side, so you can assign them to something. You use them for forward and back in your browser. You don't get that on every mouse. It has really good rubber grips here, and it uses 2.4 gigahertz wireless with Logitech's unifying receiver, which means if you have other Logitech mice like this or a Logitech keyboard, you could actually use them with the same dongle. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's just under $20. If you really want to go for something inexpensive, there is a mouse on Amazon called the VicSing D9, Vic T-S-I-N-G D9, and that goes for $8.45, and it feels pretty good for what it is. It also has 2 side buttons and is a wireless mouse. So that's just a quick look at the cheap stuff we've been covering. You can expect to see us cover some cheap external hard drives and flash drives soon, cheap monitors. We're really trying to focus on budget-oriented stuff because we know everybody is trying to save where they can.
Absolutely. I can attest to that Logitech mouse as well. I've got one around here somewhere. Right now, I use in most places a Razer mouse, but that's not going to be sub 20.
No, those are really nice, but they're more they're a lot more money.
Yeah.
So for the price, for productivity, I mean, I wouldn't call this a gaming mouse. It's fine for what it for regular stuff,
Sure.
regular use. Um, I still haven't seen a mouse that was affordable that had this stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
what I would like this to be like a gaming mouse and have like 20 buttons that I could assign to things. But getting 2 buttons is a rarity as it is.
Absolutely, especially at that price point.
Yeah, and on Prime Day, that was one of the best Prime Day deals I saw. On Prime Day, this dropped $5 and was $14.
Nice. Yeah, that's a really good deal at that point.
Yep. If I didn't already have 2 of them, I would have gotten another.
That's funny. So both of these articles are up now.
Yes, you can find them on laptopmag.com.
And what was the really long laptop model number again?
Okay. Well, the easier thing is for me to tell people where they can find it listed. If you
There
go
you go.
to our best laptops overall page or our best laptops under $500 page, you will see the Acer E15, Acer Aspire E15. All the extra numbers are what the configuration is. There are many configurations of the Aspire E15, but this one is the one that's $349 on Amazon. That gives you 1080p Core i3 and a terabyte hard drive, which is pretty good, and over 8 hours of battery life, which is pretty good for a laptop at that price.
Yeah, that's actually a surprisingly long battery life for the price point.
Yes, and for a 15-inch laptop,
Yeah.
usually consumer 15-inch laptops, you don't get very good battery life. You spend $200 more, by the way, and there's a version of it that comes with a 256 gig SSD, Core i5, and 8 gigs of RAM. So Acer has some really inexpensive stuff. I mean, it's made out of plastic. There's cutting some corner somewhere.
Sure.
It's not. It's a 1080p screen, but it's not like blow you away.
Sure.
Bright. But for the money, it's a great deal.
And did you happen to say how heavy that guy was?
That one's about 5
Okay.
pounds.
Okay.
So it's not I wouldn't recommend. I recommended my sister-in-law when she said, I'm not really taking this out of the house.
Got it.
Their 15-inch laptops are the most popular kind because a lot of people do see them as replacement desktops for the family that they can just carry around the house.
Sure.
And while I personally would only get something much lighter than that for my use, a lot of people do like that size.
Yeah, my carry around the house is a Surface Book, so that size range is just kind of just right for being able to just pick it up from the bedroom and take it to the living room and whatever.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I would tell people if they can spend money and they're not set on like having a bigger screen, getting a 14-inch or smaller, like 13 is really almost ideal. But I have a 14-inch laptop, so I can't really say that those are all bad. But definitely getting a 14-inch or lower and trying to get to like 3.5 pounds or lower if you can are definitely you definitely want to be under 4 pounds for sure. To have something that's really portable.
Yes, it's like this little guy sitting on the desk in front of me right now. It basically has no weight to it at all, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, no doubt.
So those 2 are available now. You said that you've got some other ones coming soon, and they'll be across both sites probably, right? Depending on what they are.
Depending on what they are. The hard drives and the flash drives are going to be on Laptop Mag this week. And I believe we have some gaming we're going to have gaming monitors. So stay tuned.
Fantastic. Well, we always appreciate you bringing us information about what's going on at Laptop and Tom's Guide.
Always a pleasure.
And we will have you for the rest of the show.
Yep.